All right. I'd like to start out by saying Barakatay Hawa, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Ruchakudash. Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one is Job Was Not an Edomite. And this is pretty much coming from a video that I ran across earlier. I just saw the thumbnail dealing with Esau and his descendants or something like that. And I sent it out to a couple of brothers. And one brother, the brother Quanawad from the New York camp, the Benjamite brother that helps him with the calendars, he watched the video and sent me like a little clip of saying that there was a descendant of the Edomites. His name was Juba or something like that. You know, trying to imply Job, from what I'm gathering. And this is how the devils get down. Now, I typed in what is an Edomite, and this is what came up. Edomite, a member of an ancient people living in Edom, a region south of the Dead Sea, in biblical times traditionally believed to be descended from Esau, and they are descended from Esau because it's a people. The Esau, the man was called Esau. The descendants were known as Edomites. All right, Esau, which comes from the Hebrew word Aishashwa, which means wasted away is he. And if you have a Ben Yehudi, you could look up the word, because you have two sides to it. You have the English side, that you could look up the Hebrew. Then I believe the back of the book, which is the front of the book, has the Hebrew writings, and then you can look it up what it means in the English. So it's in alphabetical order in English from the front of the cover or left to right, and then from the back of the book to the middle of the book is alphabetized in the Hebrew. And if you go to the I and look up the word Aishash, you'll see it means wasted. Now I have a Ben Yehudi online, but that particular page is not, it doesn't allow you to preview it. So the word there is Aishash, which means wasted away, to waste away. And then the Y at the end makes it possessive. So Aishashwa, or Esau, Aishah, wasted away is he. All right, now the name Edom comes from the Hebrew word Adawam. And this is why these devils play games, because Adawam sounds similar and is somewhat spelled similar to Adama. And this is where they try to, throw their magic in there. And they'll try to say that Adam was red because Esau was red. All right, that's not the case. The word Adawam, red Edomite, means is different from Adama, which the name Adama means ground. Two different words. Okay. Now, when we go over here, I just typed in Esau. And I saw this. It says, "Who are the descendants of Esau today? As close relatives of other Levantine Semites and Arabs, they seem to have worshipped such gods as El, Baal, and Uzzah." Notice they didn't put Quaz up here. Because if you look up the god Quaz, right, which we're going to do, Lord's will, you're going to see it looks just like them small hats with them honkers. Okay, in some Jewish tradition, stemming from the Talmud, the descendants of Esau are the Romans, and to a larger extent are Europeans, which today the so-called Europeans, which are so-called white people, they call themselves European, and a lot of so-called scholars and individuals that do study think that they're Japhetic because they lived in Europe, but they conquered Europe. There's a difference between living in a place and actually being the actual descendants of that place. Esau was not the descendants of Europe. They were the descendants of Mount Seir, down there in the region south of the Dead Sea in that area. They are not actual descendants of Europe. They conquered their way into Europe, beginning with Philip II, and maybe some before him, and really cemented by Alexander the Greek, who they call Alexander the Great, who from that point on, this is when the Edomites started to take over the power of the earth. All right. So let's go. What did I mention here? Romans, to a large extent, Europeans. There was a word I had just mentioned. I wanted to look up. Close relative of other Levantine Semites and Arabs. They seem, and see how they always throw the Arabs in there. They seem to have worship. Oh, Quaz. Let's go to Quaz. Notice they didn't put Quaz there. Let's see what comes up. Quaz images. Fucking devils, man. Let me try the other one. Quaz with a W. Alright, they got some bullshit. Let's see. Quaz, God of the Edomites. Boom. See? Quaz. So you got there. Let's see. Let's type. Let's remove the W. Quaz. There we go. No, I meant just what I typed in, asshole. Did you mean was God of the Edomites? No, I typed in Quaz, God of the Edomites. See that? Here they got it. Quaz is Quaz, and you can see he looks just like those small hats. Look at that. Look at that schnoz. Look at that schnoz, man. As Elder Pastor says, you know, they look like, he looks like this guy Barry Manilow. You know, if you take Barry Manilow and Quaz side by side, you'll see that they look just like each other. See? Look at that. Look at that schnoz, man. That's Quaz right there. He's an Edomite. All right. I wish I had a side view of this guy, and you could see that schnoz. Let's see if we could see a nice, good side view. He probably said, get my good side. Yeah, now they're not showing any. God damn, man, look at this shit. These devils are vain, boy. What the fuck is that? You could kind of see, you can't really see it that well. But if you if you look hard enough, I'm sure you'll be able to find a side view of this guy. And you'll see that is Quaz. It's like he modeled, you know, for that sculpture of Quaz. Oh my goodness. So that's Quaz. That's the guy. So I'm wondering why here they didn't put, when you look up the word Esau, right? They didn't put one of his gods was Quaz. Right here. It said they worshipped El, Baal, and Uzzah. But wait a minute, they also worship Quaz. Why didn't they put Quaz in there? You know, because Quaz is a dead giveaway, man. Look at that shit. Look at that schnazola. God damn. All right, so look at that. All right, so when you go to Genesis 25:25, which is the first time the word Esau will show up in the scriptures, you have the word Esau in the Hebrew is Aishah or Aishashwa, right? The wa at the end is he. Aish means wasted, or Aishash means wasted. You don't believe me? Look it up in the Ben Yehudi. Look up the word I right here. That's the I, and Sha, I Sha or Aishash. Just look it up. Like I said, I have the Ben Yehudi, but it online, but it doesn't show you the page that I wanted. So Aishashwa, wasted away is he. Here it says hairy. It does not mean hairy. Hairy is the word seer or sha'ir. Because when you look at the mountains in Seir, it look like here. You know, when you look at your arms, you know that those that have, you know, some hair on their arms, you can see they're like ridges of mountains or hills. You know, in Mount Seir. That's what means hairy. Seir, sha'ir. That's also the word for hair. Right? Eldest son of Isaac and Rebekah and twin brother of Jacob, sold the birthright for food when he was hungry, and the divine blessing went to Jacob. Progenitor or father of the Arab peoples. That's a goddamn lie. So you see how they're always trying to push the buck on the Arab people, on the Ishmael, and trying to put the blame on somebody else. Now, when you look up the name Ishmael, which the first time this comes up should be in the book of Genesis around 17 or 16. There we go. Genesis 16:11. And the angel of Yahweh said unto her, Behold, thou art with child. This is dealing with Hagar, and shall bear a son, and shall call his name Ishmael. Ishmael, the Hebrew word Yashemai Allah, which means Yah is he, Shemai is heard, and Allah is God. He has heard of the power, or the power has heard, because Yahweh hath heard thy affliction. Now, when we go to the name Ishmael, right? Ishmael, right? You go to that word, Yashemai Allah, you see here Yah, he, Shemai, here, Allah, power, God. It goes back to the word Shemai, see, which means to hear. God will hear, or he has heard of the power. Right now, when you go to the, let's see, very first one, A, son of Abraham and Sarah, Sarah's handmaid Hagar, and the progenitor or father of the Arabian peoples. So how can he be the progenitor or father of the Arabian people if he's the father of the Edomites, and vice versa? You see, so you see how we tell you that the blue letter goes off? You have to know when it goes off and when it doesn't go off, and this is why you have to have a good foundation, you know, and been taught correctly to be able to discern when something goes off and when something is on point. Now, in that, I put the video in the description box. I'm not sure exactly what marker it was, because the brother didn't send me the marker. He just pretty much sent me the clip, because you know, brothers screen record like certain parts of videos and send it out, you know, but I don't have the actual timestamp. And if the brother was to see this video, if he could put the timestamp to that actual video, you know, I'll be able to go there and let you know, or put it in the comment section and let you know exactly where to go, so you can see it, or you can watch the whole thing. All right, I'm not sure, I forget how long the video is. It's not super long. Now, moving on, because they said Juba or something like that was one of the so-called Edomites descendants. So, because see how they always trying to put Job in there as being an Edomite. Now, they're always trying to put Job in there as being an Edomite. There was a thought that came to mind. I'm trying to see if it'll come back, because these devils are always trying to pass the buck. Oh, when you go, when you go to the Septuagint, right now, when you go to the book of Job has 42 chapters. Watch. Let's go to the book of Job. Quick nav. Job, 42 chapters. When you go to the Septuagint, which is the 70 or the Greek translation of the Hebrew Old Testament, what you're going to notice is when you go to the very end, to the 42nd chapter, at the end of the 42nd chapter, there are like little notes scribbled in there, or typed in there. And it speaks about Job being an Edomite. That's not in the scriptures, because this Job, the 42nd chapter, ends with, so Job died being old and full of days. You know, and then they have like a little, they won't even, it's not part of the scripture, just something that somebody wrote down at the bottom, or typed down at the bottom, and it tells you something along the lines that Job was an Edomite or some crap like that. That's not true. All right. When we go to the book of Job 1:1, there was a man in the land of Uz, right, whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared the Most High and eschewed evil. Let me just see if I can find this precept. Just bear with me 1 second. I haven't gone to this in a minute, so I don't remember quite exactly where it is. If I can't find it this way, I'll type it in another way. Just bear with me. Let me try the previous chapter. Okay, let's go back. There was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared the Most High and eschewed evil. That right there already, that description of this man Job destroys the argument that he was an Edomite. He was not an Edomite. And then they said, well, his friend was the team. He was a Temanite. You know, the Temanite, that's Esau's land. Yeah, you have Temanites in Esau's land. That's where that's where you get the Edomites from, because Teman was one of the descendants of Esau. But that doesn't make that man an Edomite, and I'll prove it to you. But before we go there, right? Let's see. His name was Job, a man perfect and upright, and one that feared the Most High and eschewed evil. Let's see. There was something else that came to mind. I just wanted to make that point. Perfect and upright, one that feared the Most High and eschewed evil. All right, let's look up some of these words. You know, if the point comes back, it'll come back. If not, it's all good. It's whatever the Spirit wants. Perfect. The word is thumb. That's where you get the word thummim. Awarium, wa thamayim. The Urim and the Thummim. Thumb, which we get the word thamam or thamayim, which means perfect, complete, perfect. One who lacks nothing in physical strength, beauty, etc., sound, wholesome, and ordinary, quiet sort of person, complete, morally innocent, having integrity. Esau does not have integrity. This is why the devil sold his birthright. You know? I wish that scripture would come back. Let's go to Hebrews. Chapter 12, verse 16. It says, lest there be any fornicator or profane person as Esau who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. So he is profane, he's a fornicator, an adulterer, and an idolater, a profane person outside of the temple, as Esau, who for one morsel of meat sold his birthright. For you know how that afterward, when he would have inherited the blessing, he was rejected, for he found no place of repentance, though he sought it carefully with tears. And Barakatah Yahweh Bashem El Shai, the other scripture came back. So he sold his birthright. You know? He didn't have any discipline. He wasn't perfect. Malachi 1 and 4, right? But this is dealing with Esau, just so you can see Esau. I hated Esau, right? Let's go to the 4th verse. Whereas Edom, which Edom is the name of the nation. His name was changed to Edom. The nation is known as the Edomites, or are known as the Edomites. Whereas Edom saith, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith Yahweh Bashem El Shai of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord hath indignation forever. So wherever these devils are, they are the wicked. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. Who is in control of the planet Earth? Esau. Alright, so just already on that first word, perfect, being complete, morally innocent, having integrity, he didn't have integrity. Otherwise, he wouldn't have sold his birthright. One who is morally and ethically pure. Esau is not morally and ethically pure. Well, how do you know that, brother? You don't really know them that well. You know, you never sat down. Look at their track. You know your track record, okay? Inside joke. Look at their track record. They claim to be people of the Bible. They claim to be the people of the Most High. They claim to uphold righteousness, the righteousness of the scriptures. But what are they pushing on the planet Earth? Does that reflect righteousness, or does that reflect wickedness? Are the people on the earth happy, or are they sorrowful, mournful, catching hell, oppressed? When the wicked beareth rule, the people mourn. So the state of the world is in mourning. Why? Because the wicked are in power. So Esau is not an Edomite. He's an Israelite. Now you got the word upright. You have the word thumb or thamayim, which is perfect. You have the word upright, which is yashar. Straight, upright, correct, right. Uprightness, righteousness, upright. That does not describe the Edomites. They are the words that describe Edomites are wicked, perverse, lowlifes, deviants. base men, scumbags, and one that feared the Most High. Oh, wait a minute, the what? Feared the Most High, Yara. Fearing, reverent, afraid. These devils are not afraid of the Most High. That's why that devil Harari said we can piss the Most High off as much as we want. That's what he said. Let's go real quick to, before we go read on, Psalms 36 and 1. The transgression of the wicked, the Edomites, saith within my heart that there is no fear of the Most High before his eyes. So the Esau, the wicked, do not have any fear of the Most High. Okay? Let's go from there to Psalms 10 and 4. The wicked, through the pride of his countenance, will not seek after the Most High. The Most High is not in all his thoughts. Okay? So, let's go back. So, we read he was perfect. He was upright. He feared the Most High. And it says, eschewed evil. The word eschewed means, is from the Hebrew word sawar, which means to turn aside, depart. Esau does not depart from evil. Esau embraces evil. Let's go from there to Jeremiah. Chapter 23. No, it's not 23. What is that? Jeremiah 13, is it? 13 and 23? Can the Ethiopian change his skin or the leopard his spots? No, technically they can't. Then may you also do good that are accustomed to do evil. That's what you do, because you are the wicked. You are the evil ones. So you cannot be righteous. So how are you going to avoid or depart from wickedness or from evil when you are the wicked? Isaiah 26 and 10. Let favor be shown to the wicked, yet will he not learn righteousness. Job is not an Edomite. Job is an Israelite. In the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly. What's going on out over there in the land of Yasha'Allah? You know, our land. With these heathens there. Let's see. Let me check. I believe that's Jeremiah 7. Yep. Once again. Excuse me. Ezekiel 7:23. Make a change, for the land is full of bloody crimes, and the city is full of violence. Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen. What kind of people live around here? The worst kind. Inside joke. Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen, and they shall possess their houses, and I will also make the pomp of the strong to cease, and their holy places shall be defiled. So who's in the Holy Land today? The worst of the heathen. Let's get bear with me. Is that Amos? Or is that Zechariah? Let's go to Zechariah. Zechariah 96, and a bastard shall dwell in Ashdod, and I will cut off the pride of the Philistines. So who's the bastard? Esau, the worst of the heathen. They live in that land now. Oh, the next precept came to mind, which escaped for a moment, but it's there. Luke 21:24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword. This goes back to 70 AD when the Israelites fell. and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles, the actual nations, until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled. We're at the ending now of the Gentiles' time being fulfilled. The last Gentile or heathen that would rule the planet would be the Edomites. Esau is the end of the world, Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. All right? So as we're reading, in the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly. Look at the land of Israel today. What's going on over there? That's the biggest G parade on the planet. That's the biggest capital G parade on the planet. But they're supposed to be the people of the Lord. When the Israelites get back in the land, all nations will be coming to the land to seek the righteousness of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai from us. Because the Lord is going to perfect us. People of the world ain't doing that today. People of the world are cringing and in fear and effed up because of these mother floaters that are ruling the planet. It says, and will not behold the majesty of the Lord, because they are not the righteous, they are the wicked, they are impostors. Let's go from there to Deuteronomy 32 and 27. Were it not that I feared the wrath of the enemy, lest their adversaries, which the word adversary translates to Satan, the ones that are opposed, should behave themselves strangely. And how are they behaving themselves strangely? Because they're calling themselves something that they're not. They're the Edomites, but they're calling themselves the Israelites. I mean, they're not calling themselves Israelites, but that's what they're portraying to the world, that they are the Israelites, and they're not. So they're behaving strangely. At least they should say, our hand is high, and the Lord have not done all this. Let's see, the word strangely should be Nakar. Nakar, yep. They're behaving strangely. They're behaving outside of who they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be the heathens, the Edomites, but they're acting like as if they're the Israelites. All right? So, when it said that Job eschewed evil, meaning he departed from it, he avoided it like the plague. These devils run to embrace it. So how in the F can Job be an Edomite? Just based off of this one verse, in the first verse, that's describing this man. Same thing with Cornelius. Cornelius is an Israelite. It says to depart from way, avoid, to be removed. So he avoided evil. This does not describe these devils. These devils run to evil. They embrace it. Job 1:1. There was a man in the land of Uz whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright, and one that feared the Most High and eschewed evil. Now I got one more scripture, and if I remember, I'll get the other one. Let me bring this over here. Daniel 12:10. Many shall be purified and made white and tried, but the wicked shall do wickedly. And that's what they're doing. They're doing wickedly. And none, N-U-N, no, N-O-N-E, none of the wicked shall understand. None of the wicked shall understand. None of the wicked shall understand. So if they don't understand, that means they're not going to depart from iniquity or from sin or from wickedness or from evil. Job departed from evil because he's an Israelite, but the wise shall understand. Now, dealing with Job, right? He had a friend, right? Let's see, I believe it's the next chapter. Right, Job 4:1. Then Eliphaz the Temanite. Now, Teman is synonymous with Esau. Okay, let's just go. Let's type in Teman. Teman is synonymous with Esau. All right, Genesis 36:11, 36 and 8. Thus dwelt Esau in Mount Seir. Esau is Edom. And these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites, in Mount Seir, in case you didn't understand. These are the names of Esau's son: Eliphaz, the son of Adah, the wife of Esau; Reuel, the son of Bashimath, the wife of Esau. And the sons of Eliphaz were Teman. So the Temanites, right, were descendants or grandson. It was a grandson of Esau. His father was named Eliphaz. Okay, so yes, the Temanites are synonymous with Esau. Okay, so you can understand. Okay. So Eliphaz the Temanite. Teman is located in the land of Esau. Let's see what it says. Thayamun, south. Duke of Edom, a tribe descended from noted wisdom of people. The region occupied by the descendants of one located east of Idumea. Okay? Which the modern day Temanites today would be the Germans. They are the wisest among the Edomites. Now, check this out. Well, see, you just proved that he had a friend who was a Temanite, who was an Edomite. So that means that Job was an Edomite, because Israel didn't hang around with Esau. Eliphaz was not an Edomite. He was an Israelite. Jeremiah 40:11. Likewise, when all the Jews, devout men out of every nation under heaven, Jews, right, that were where? In Moab, and among the Ammonites, and in Edom. Because you had Israelites that were in that land. You had Israelites that were in all these different lands. That's why sometimes they will be called Temanites or Hittites, because they lived in those lands. Not because they were actually those people. Just like you have Joe, the name Joe. You have Joe from Brooklyn, and Joe from the Bronx, and Joe from Queens, and Joe from so-and-so. This all the same name, but they come from different places. So you had Israelites that were in the land of Edom, in the land of Moab, in the land of the Ammonites. You had Israelites that were in the land of Babylon, because they were taken there by the Babylonians. First Ezra 5 and 7. And these are they of Jewry that came up from the captivity, where they dwelt as strangers. Where? In Babylon, whom Nebuchadnezzar the king of Babylon had carried away unto Babylon. So you had Israelites everywhere, including in the land of Edom or Esau. All right? So this guy, this individual, Eliphaz the Temanite, was not an Edomite. He was an Israelite that was living in the land of Esau, as we just read. Accept it, believe it, or not. So Job was not an Edomite. Let me see something. Just bear with me. Let me see if I can find this. Just bear with me. These devils are too much. Just bear with me 1 second. Just hold on to your horses. Yeah, you have now this is madness. All right. Now check this out. Right? Right here. Right? This is the Greek. This is the 16th verse. And let me see. Job had, let me see. Let me go to the end of Job 42. And the last verse is verse 17. So Job died being old and full of days. Now here they have, and Job lived after his affliction 170 years, and all the years he lived were 240. And Job saw his son and his son's sons, the fourth generation. And Job died an old man and full of days. That's where the book of Job ends. Now you have 16, then you have 17a and 17b and 17 whatever, 17, you know? And this is where the madness comes in. Now, some Greek Septuagints have the ending of this right here, and then they'll have something written or scribbled down at the bottom of it. Talking about he lived in the border of, of Idumea, and, his name was Jobab. No, his name is Job. You don't think in the scriptures it would have mentioned if his name was Jobab? And having taken an Arabian wife, he begot a son whose name was Enon, and he himself was the son of his father Zer. Come on, man. One of the sons of Esau. Come on. This is bullshit. This is bull to the S to the H-I-T. Capital. But this is what happens, when you let the devil, control the narrative. Let's see what this says here. How come it's not going? It's not coming up. All right, so you get the idea. Pretty much get the idea. I was just trying to see if there was another one. That's not gonna show. Let's try this last one, and then if not. But you get the idea. There's some, some of these that'll show you the English equivalent of, the end of, the book of Job, and then on the bottom of it they'll write a little something down there and say he was an Edomite or Jobab the Edomite or some bullshit like that. Job was not an Edomite. We proved that in this lesson. So with that, I pray that you brothers and few sisters have been edified. Till the next time I say, Shalom.